bro. How are you, man?
Man, I'm doing good, doing good. How are
How,
you?
how, yeah, I'm all right, man. Like, we're still living. That's the main thing. We're still alive. You know, like yesterday, I know we were talking about the situation over Atlanta. So, like, yeah, I mean, it's get in the UK, in London, it's a lot better. Um, but yeah, it is what it is, really. No clubs opening for time, so we're just gonna have to do. This is what I'm doing now. This is, interviewing artists and DJs around the country, and then now America like plays helped me a lot with that.
Yeah, I see a lot of people doing this, but it's crazy in Atlanta. Man, in Atlanta, it's open right now. I don't know if you see any of the footage. I'm gonna share some of it on my Insta story today,
Okay.
but some places, man, we had big mansion pool parties this past weekend. Everything, like everybody back active, and some people are practicing social distancing and other people aren't. Like I seen some places they had the temperature gun,
Yeah.
checking the temperature before you go in. And I'm cool with that. But the places that just letting everybody just be in all on each other, I'm not with that. I'm staying away from that.
Yeah, Vanessa said jealous. Like, we're all jealous of that, man. Like, nothing's open here. We haven't had anything for 3.5 months, 4 months.
Are you serious?
Yeah, nothing's been open. No clubs, no pubs, no restaurants. 3.5 months.
Oh no, yeah. They had to open up some restaurants. Like people were going crazy. So
Bro,
with
literally, I
us,
was I was having to cook. I don't cook, man.
yeah,
Like, I was having to cook for the first time.
yeah. See, like here, I think that we've never experienced anything like that. Like I say, for our generation, we've never experienced anything
Mm,
like this. So, America, everybody's kind of cocky. We do what we want to do. So
yeah.
people telling us we can't do this, and it was only going to last maybe a few weeks, and people are like, "I forget it. I'm out here. I'm outside," and that's what's
So
happening now.
is it not? Yeah, but with this happening, and is it not getting worse?
But see, that's the crazy part because like we don't know what's going on honestly here because we get different sets of numbers.
Mm.
Our governor here in
Yeah,
Georgia,
I saw you put
I'm in
that post up as well.
yeah, so we got a governor that came out with one set of numbers, then our mayor came out with a different set of numbers, and we don't know what's real and what's fake, because it's an election year,
Mm.
so everybody's making these numbers to try to get this and that. So it is what it is.
Is what it is really. What's your kind of take on Trump? Are you a Trump supporter or are you against Trump?
Man, my whole thing is this. It's like I all right. I feel that in America, the president that we have kind of signifies the times, and Donald Trump is kind of like what America is. Like sometimes we're very arrogant and we just want to do things our way, and we
Yeah.
make a lot of mistakes, and that's similar to our president right now. Now we're mad at him, but I'm like, look how he became president. This dude was a reality TV show star. He has multiple failed businesses. I mean, failures all over the place. He literally destroyed a city, Atlantic City in New Jersey,
Yeah.
that was big on like gambling and entertainment. He just destroyed all of that, and he still got to be president.
He's a
So that
businessman,
just
that's why. He's a businessman.
yeah, So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, honestly, I think our system is flawed anyway because it's supposed to be a democratic system, but it's really just a two-party system.
Mm.
Either you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. So now you got
Yeah.
Joe Biden versus Donald Trump, and they both kind of the same.
But in your opinion, do you think he's done a lot for US in terms of the corona situation or not much? He hasn't done a lot.
Donald Trump,
Yeah.
man, he didn't believe it was real at first. Somebody made a timestamp showing him in his words, and it was just funny to me that at first he was like, "Oh, this isn't real," and now he's like, "Hey, put a mask on," and this. And I'm like, man, he dropped the ball. Basically, Obama had a pandemic kit that he left him to show him how to handle a pandemic. He just threw it away and fired the staff. He got rid of the staff,
Yeah.
threw away the playbook, and now we suffer because if you look, America leads everywhere.
Mm.
You know, it was other countries that was ahead in the coronavirus, man. We done bypassed everybody.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you're what, 97? How many deaths now? 97,000 or something like that.
Yeah, it's almost to 100,000.
Like China had nothing compared to that, if you kind of think about it.
Yeah, I mean that's where it started, you know,
Mm.
and now they're saying open up because our economy, that was Donald Trump's claim to fame, kind of. He could say, hey, you know what? I fixed the economy. I got America back working. So now he's trying to get it back open, and it's going to end bad because
Mm.
we got so many people that are going to be around people with health issues and elderly, and they're going to have it and they're going to give it to these people. So it's a lot of people going to die.
The thing is, like obviously you had Obamacare, but now that's gone. So over here we got the NHS, so it's a bit better. It's better for us, but over there everything's private, so not everyone can afford that.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to have universal health care. Obama pushed for that. They pushed back on that. They messed up our health care. So it's just,
Well,
it is what it is.
off of politics, bro. Off of politics. So like for you going into your DJing kind of career, how did everything start for you?
It started as a kid. It started as my mom doing house parties and me being around the music and being fascinated with the music and then becoming like the DJ for my mom house parties.
Yeah.
You know, and that understanding that sound selection and going from there to meeting a DJ here in Atlanta named DJ Jelly. Got with that crew, and from there just really just started making my own lane, my own brand of mixtapes, doing my own events, and start, from there it started going into working with artists.
Mm-hmm. So what was your first how old were you when you got your first kind of clubbing gig?
Man, that's a good question. That's why I always tell people. I say, all right, my first check from being a DJ, I was 22.
Okay.
Yep. And the reason why is funny because, all right, you see this plate right here? This DJ the Walk It Out song. You remember that record?
Yeah.
All right. When that happened, I was working in a record store. We had a record store here called Big On Records, very popular record store, and we had a label called Big On Records, and that's where Walk It Out came from. But when that song blew up, it was like everybody became busy. Like DJ Monte was our producer, and he ended up having to make beats. He ended up making like Low Flow Rider, different things like that. DJ Jelly was on the road with DJ and they kind of left our stores with no DJ, clubs, no DJ. So I just had to fill in and just like, I'm going to be the guy. Yeah.
So someone said I thought it was 21.
Yeah. Diamond P. Shout out Diamond P in here. Yeah, she's from out the A, you know what I'm saying?
How hard is it DJing in the US as like obviously clubbing is 21? Is it easy to get sets when you're younger or everything has to be when you're 21 plus?
I mean, it's easier. Actually, it's all about if you really want to be a DJ. If you really want to DJ and you really want to love it and want to do it, you start like as soon as you can get your hands on some equipment, and it's easy to get gigs because everything doesn't have to be in the club. Take it like one of the most known DJs in the world, Lil Jon, right?
Yeah.
Lil Jon started off doing parties at his house. He just do these epic parties, so everybody wanted to come to his house and do the parties and stuff. So that's how he started. Like I said, I started doing just started doing like the pool events, summertime pool events, things like that. And as you grow, and as you grow and develop and get good, your reputation gets out there. So that's what happens.
You start getting into the clubs and stuff. How's kind of like the DJ kind of, is there like a rivalry in Atlanta, or is everyone kind of close in a community like DJ feel, or
it's a brotherhood to a certain degree. It's a brotherhood to a certain degree. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that because right now that's kind of what I've taken as my next goal is to unite the DJs.
Yeah.
And because I see so much separation, and honestly, the DJ market is so cutthroat now because there's so many people want to be DJs.
Yeah.
So sometimes you may have someone who does a DJ a wrong way, things like that, and it starts like a beef or rivalry. This person makes a crew, now this person has a crew, and they don't work with these people. And I'm trying to just alleviate all that, get everything back like how it was like when I was coming up as a young DJ.
Yeah.
All the DJs to a certain level supported each other. I'm just trying to do the same thing now. Now I have a brand called a network, and it's not really about the actual label. It's just about the individual DJs. Any way I can help you, I'm gonna help you. And all I ask is that you help other DJs. Make sure we're gonna make the network strong and truly about a brotherhood. It's not about a name or winning on your shirt or anything like that. It's just about helping each other and making sure we treat each other right, because dealing with the music from like the major labels, they will put DJs against each other, and we fall for it,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to shut all that down. I'm trying to shut it all down.
So you're trying to bring like the community back together, kind of thing, and just get everyone working with each other.
Yep, because we better together. I mean, I just look at it like if I can get everybody united in Atlanta, then I go to Houston, then I go to Dallas, I go to Miami, and I'm uniting all these different crews. We can make the best experiences then, and then now we could go talk to these labels and say, hey, look, you want us to play these records and do all these things, we got to get paid too.
Yeah.
So,
how is it kind of DJing in other states? Is it quite hard to get into other states?
Starting out, yeah, but I mean, the whole key to the game is you're gonna need something to bring you out, to bring you to another spot. Like, for me, it's the artist. People know me from like Rush, 2 Chainz, DJ Future, things like that. So they want me to come. They want to see me, so that's one way. And the other way is like just pure turntablism. Like, if you're a pure turntablist, like my partner DJ Buck Rogers, he goes plays different venues. He's out of Austin, Texas, but he spends in Denver, Colorado, LA, Oakland, New York, Miami. But if you're just I hate to say the word like regular DJ, but if you just, I get the songs and I make a mixtape, I don't put any skills to it. It's basically like a compilation. It's hard. You're not gonna, you're just like everybody else. And now in 2020, you compete with Spotify and Apple Music. I mean, most people can say, man, I can do what you're doing.
Literally, like, it's hard because with the like, obviously back in the day you were using turntables and stuff like that. Now it's just so much easier with the technology and everything. Just anyone can pick up a deck, get Serato on their laptop or whatever, and then just start mixing. So you gotta have something unique.
Exactly. And that's the, man, like I said, that's the major key right there. It's like you have to bring your worth and bring your value. And once you do that, you're able to go out and expand and go different places. And then also, what I did early in my career, I just invested in myself.
Yeah.
Like a lot of money, any little extra money that I would get, I would just save it and say, well, I need to go, to Vegas and just go figure it out. A lot of people wait to get booked. I don't wait to get booked. If I want to go DJ there, I'm going to go figure it out myself and figure out the ins and outs, the promoters, the clubs. So then I know the strategy to make myself get booked in that place.
I heard Atlanta's popping at the moment. Well, was popping before the whole quarantine and COVID situation, but I heard Atlanta's popping in the clubbing industry. So how's Atlanta compared to other states and other cities?
It's I'm gonna say this when it comes to Atlanta nightlife, a lot of people will say it's not like it used to be, but I tell people that you just been in the city so long that you're just used to what you're used to.
Yeah.
But man, Atlanta is the one place I can say where anything goes. Like, if you know what you're doing, we're still a place where you can go out clubbing at 5 p.m. in the daytime, and you're out till 10 in the morning. I think that's the difference from other places. I just think that even the strip clubs, like if you go to strip club in New York,
I heard this. Yeah, I heard the strip clubs in Atlanta are like something different.
yeah, it's like the strip club in Atlanta, they get naked,
Yeah,
all the way naked. Other places they don't, And what's cool about the strip club here is like it's almost like a regular club. You got
that's the
dancers,
thing.
and then you have some of the best food, like believe it or not, one of Atlanta's #1 restaurants is in a strip club. It's a club called the Cheetah.
Yeah,
it's like a #1 restaurant, like #1 rated. I mean, in the world, like world renowned. Like you got Michael Jordan, all these kind of people. They go to eat there. And it's a strip club.
yeah.
So that's what makes Atlanta. That's what makes Atlanta like.
Like everyone's doing like business deals in the strip club, innit?
Yeah, like literally, man, it's crazy. Like you go in there, like man, like you don't know who you'll see. You're like, man, I think about so many people, business people I've met, and it's been it's been like in the strip club. What's that movie came out? The Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
The guy, I think he's like the Falcon, the black guy that was like the Falcon. I'm going to the strip club to play a record. And I look, I say, that's the Falcon. He's just there chilling. Like, yeah, man. And then I look, there's a Dennis Scott that used to play for the Orlando Magic. He's just there chilling. Like everybody just chilling. Like it's not okay, you go to the strip club because you're trying to show off or anything like that. It's just part of the club culture here. Like you're just there. And I find myself now, it could be like now, it's about to be lunchtime here. If it wasn't coronavirus or whatever, you could go to the Blue Flame. You got the chef there, gourmet baked salmon with broccoli and
Proper
rice.
meal.
Great meal. Yeah, in the strip club,
Bro, over here, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this. Over here, strip club is this isn't me even cussing white DJs. It's just a white old man put in on a jukebox, basically. That's all I'm saying. Like literally, over here is nothing compared to over there.
But guess what, Chris? Like we got that too.
Yeah.
We still got the guy that just plays the song. He announces the dancer and plays the song. And they come out to like dancing to Poison. Like the old like rock records. Like we got that place. And what's amazing to me is that how we adapt to it, because we'll take a place like that and say, oh, we'll just start hanging there, because it's called Follies, and black people just start hanging there and just change the whole culture of the spot. And now they play that music, but guess what? Now they still got to play Future, and they got to play Migos.
Bro, I'm telling you, I haven't even heard like Migos or Future or Mustard being played in a strip club over here. Like maybe a couple tunes. That's it. It's not. I've never heard it really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't worry. Look, I'm coming back over there. When I come over there, we're going to the strip club.
You gotta turn it up. You're turning it up, bro.
We're gonna turn them out, because I'm telling you, all it takes is the right amount of money. The right amount of money, they can't say no, and that's the greatest thing about the strip club. The strip club, money rules everything. You get whatever you want in the strip club.
Do you think Do you think Atlanta strip clubs are better than the actual club?
See, oh man, that's a good question. I would say this, depending on what stage in life you're in.
Yeah.
Because if I'm just, okay, young Calvin, 20, 21 years old, I'm going to go to the regular club.
Mm.
A regular club. I'm going to the hood club, though.
Yeah.
The hood regular club. I'm going to have a great time. I'm not going to spend much money, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a great experience. But now, like, I'm Calvin, Russ Official, DJ, all this. Oh, no, I'm going to go to the strip club. I'm going to have a better time. I'm going to be well taken care of as soon as I walk in the door, So I'm going to go with that experience, But I would say there's been an integration of the strip club culture into the mainstream clubs.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more of our, like, high-end clubs, If you go to Compound, if you go to
bottle
Gold,
spends.
yeah, but the hood clubs, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna never get tired of the hood club. I still go to the hood club. I go down to LaCour and still have a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out my boys, Jonesboro South.
So
That's
how hard is
thing.
it? Obviously for you, it's probably easy. Easy because you're Russ's tour DJ. You're in with these contacts. But how hard is it for a regular Atlanta DJ to get into the West Coast?
To the West Coast?
Yeah.
I tell people it goes back to what I said earlier. You have to invest in yourself because, okay, being from Atlanta, you're in Georgia, compared to LA, Atlanta's still a small market. Because there's so many people there in LA, and it's just a small place, and everybody's fighting for these positions.
Yeah.
So if you're not attached to an artist, you got to go make the trip, and it's not just a one-time thing. You got to constantly keep going. Like I said, when I was integrating myself into Vegas and LA, I was going out there at least twice a year.
Yeah.
Also helps that I'm a Laker fan too, But I was going out there, and I was just determined that I'm going to go make the contacts that I need, and I'm going to lay the foundation down to where when I'm ready to go out here, I can have a spot I can go spin in. That's how I did my first thing in Vegas. Like, my first gig in Vegas was off of a relationship that I built out there. Same thing in LA. It was off a relationship that I built out there already. They was already familiar with me. They already had started watching me. I seen somebody on here comment earlier that, man, this man got 26,000 posts. I was like, yeah, because I post everything and I save it, because you never know when you're going to need that. And that's like, you will see all my trips to Vegas, Paris, wherever. Like, people are amazed. A lot of places I've been without artists, My first trip to the UK was without an artist.
How was that trip? Where did you DJ here as well, or?
Now, I was just figuring, like I said, I would go and I just try to figure stuff out, but it was just so much. I was like, nah, this I can't.
See, London's like a bit of US and a bit of just LA and Vegas all in one, basically. It's like so many different scenes.
I tell people ask me about London, I say, it's New York on steroids.
It's like there's like 4 different scenes in London. There's literally like 4 different scenes. It's crazy. Yeah. Like, even big DJs in London cannot break into the West End kind of the West End Central London kind of circle, because that circle is like they get rotated every day. They've been on the lineup for 6 years, so it's so hard to get into that circle. So for people who don't know, London is quite a hard place to get into, especially if you're.
Yeah, I can tell. See, I just observe, and I look at someone like, okay, say like a Tim Westwood. Like, Tim Westwood is mad old.
Yeah.
But he holds his position. So I'm like, okay, if this person holds this position like this, how does the next person get in?
Yeah.
You see, like, you can't. And then I can see it. Like, okay, it's a tight-knit circle that we're gonna continue to, be like this. So I was like, okay,
Yeah,
wait.
literally, like it's kind of, if you were born 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and you were born into that kind of circle, like once you kind of got into the DJ industry and you were in that circle, it's so easy for you now to get into that circle. But if you were born 10, 15 years ago or 20 years ago, it's so hard because everyone already built up those relationships.
You're right. See, that's what I get. And see, that's the difference with say here in Atlanta, because in Atlanta things are always changing. The culture always changes here. What it was, the swag era, you
Yeah,
had the futuristic era, the get crunk era, like it's always a different era. And the thing is, it's going to change. And that makes the youth win,
mm,
and that's what I like about Atlanta is the fact that, man, you got to stay young, you got to stay creative, and you're going to need to put somebody else on. Like, you can't be an old man. You can't be 50 years old talking about you running Atlanta.
yeah,
But I see other places that it's like that. You see DJs like 50, 60 years old still doing like the big spots.
definitely.
Like the spots for the 20-year-olds. And I'm like, that's not supposed to work like that. You know?
How'd you find tour life? Like, what's being a tour DJ like, and how did that all start for you?
uh Man, that's another good question right there. I'm trying to think. Like, my first time on tour. Um, the first time on tour was something that I did myself. Like I said, I'm an innovator. I like to go do my own thing. So
Yeah,
it was a lot of trial and error, figuring things out, and not having like a proper manager or tour manager, things like that. I learned everything on the fly. You know, like, I mean, everything. Like, I like learning about your hotel stays.
mm,
Things like that. So it's different, say, to now, like dealing with somebody like Russ. I don't have to worry about anything. Like, we have a manager and we have a tour manager. So for me, like, life is good. Like, some people may complain because you don't get any sleep and things of that nature. But I mean, if you're a DJ, you up anyway.
yeah.
I don't really trip on all that. It's just, my thing is just working on mixes. Finding the time to keep my mixes up because I do syndicated radio. So just finding that time, that's about it. But the experiences are great because you got to think about it. You get to do what you love, and then you get to go and experience it with different people who appreciate what you do in
Mm.
different cities, places you've never been.
Yeah,
So
it's big because you get to DJ in front of these big crowds. You're networking with a lot of artists and artist DJs as well, so it's good contacts.
yeah, like, I did some
Ha-
stuff with I'm gonna say, like, I did this tour, this small tour with Audio Push,
hmm
and it always stands out to me because most of the time with artists, they have certain sets they want you to do, things like that. And with Audio Push, they were just such free spirits. They were just like, well, you just do this. Here's the songs. You just do your thing.
Yeah.
Like, just do my thing. Okay, cool. And that worked out.
How'd you find kind of working with big artists? Do you kind of have to stay humble in the situation, or are you kind of a little fanboy and you like going, "Oh my God, that's this artist," or
Well, the funny part is most artists that I work with, they're always upcoming artists.
okay,
Like 2 Chainz. Like, most people, they're like, oh, that's 2 Chainz, but to me, that's Titty Boy. Like, I knew him, like, and it helped in his progress to become 2 Chainz when he reinvented himself. So it was never like that shock moment. Same thing with Russ. I've known Russ since he was like 17.
hmm
Getting ready to leave high school. So he's like a little brother. Like, it's never been like I get caught in the moments. That's what happens with me. Like I'll get the moment and say, okay, I remember being in the studio with 2 Chainz for like 3-4 nights in a row, and this man working on all these songs. And now I see the people like turning up to the songs, and it just makes me bust out crying. Like I just like tears will start coming down my eyes. I can't help it. And then people start laughing. Like they be like, "Oh, look at Cap!" Like, cause they know now. They be like, "Okay, you getting all of them?" And then same thing with Russ. We did Red Rocks in Denver, Colorado, and that's a historic venue here in America. All the biggest artists have done it, and when you sell it out,
Yeah.
they put your name on the rock because it's actually made out of large rocks. They put your name on the rock, engrave it, and you get to see. And I'm looking at all these like legendary artists who have like rocked this place like since the 50s. You know, like the Beatles have been here. You know, things like that. And then you go out there, then you're on the stage, and all these people like screaming for us, and then this is when we released the song "Wife You Up," and then Scott Storch goes out there and plays the piano live, and all this, and you just like you taking it all in, and you just like at the end, how the hell you don't cry? Like I'm just like
everything kind of comes out. You're like, wow, I just saw it. Like I've seen all of this. Like everything's coming
it's like it's
into the
amazing
real
because I
life.
like when you know someone's journey, like I know like Russ fought real hard for everything that he's done. Like this man has slept on the floor in the basement, at people's crib trying to get his music done, and to see the fruits of the labor happen for him, it's just a joyous experience, It's just that's my aha moment. I never get caught up on them as a star because they never change to me. They always the same. Like it's still Russ. Like you know what I'm saying. It's thing with DJ when he made "Walk It Out." Like that was the first song where I saw a transition. Like okay, me and Unc can go walk down the street together, but now we can't go walk down the street because all these people want to ask for autographs and do all this. So that was my first one, and even then, like it was like, okay, that's cool for out there, but when we around each other, it's like we still the same homeboys.
So
We still make jokes at each
how
other.
did Russ kind of approach you? Like, was he like, can you be my tour DJ, or did he just ask to just jump on
It
a set
wasn't
with
even
him?
like that. It was way before all that. It's like it was with the music. See, Russ, like I said, Russ was in high school. They got a crew called Diamond. It's Diemon. Then do it for everyday music or nothing. And at first it was more people in the crew than like Russ, Russ and Boogis, which is his best friend, to me, they were like the core of it, their best friend, McIvan, used to work with me at my record store. He the one that, was always telling me like, look, we got our own music, we got this, and I'm like, I look at this picture and it's like a group of them. I'm like, I started to the music. I'm like, wow, y'all sound like the down south Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
So this is like way early. So I'm listening to the music, watching them do what they do, and they were just so gung ho about making it. They made me believe, like, just through going, like, looking at McIvan, listening to Russ talk, listening to Boogie's talk. Like those three are the three that like really stuck to me, and I was like, okay, man, like I'm gonna rock with them. You know what I'm saying? And it got to the point, in anybody's career, music career, like, well, you start to separate, like the people who really gonna, put the dedication in and the people who aren't, and from what I saw, like everybody wasn't coming around anymore, but Russ kept going, Russ kept going, Boogers kept going, and it started to grow, and what ended up happening, and that's I could talk. I'm glad I could talk about this because Russ talks about it all the time. Russ was in a relationship, and the girl had kind of, you know, cheated on him because she ended up being like a prostitute.
Okay.
And he made this project, and it was really like a lot of his feelings and emotions that got out on that project. And he made this song called Goodbye. And I told him then, I was like, bro, this is like some Eminem type shit. Like this right here, this is amazing. Like I can feel your hurt and your pain in this record.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like, so I ended up sending it to my homie Cinda New in Paris. And he worked for a site Busca P at the time.
Okay.
And that was like a big hip hop blog site. He did a write up on it, calling the rest like the Eminem of Atlanta. He started getting a lot of people in France following him. And the song just naturally was taking off because Russ, at this time, Russ was dropping like project. But he dropped that, and then he dropped more songs from that project, and that record was just taking off. It started doing numbers. He started getting big numbers in Belgium, like I said, like Paris, France, things like that. And that's where he started doing his shows. But at that time, there was like no money. So he would go do the shows, you know what I'm saying? They would knock out the shows and everything, and I would just continue supporting until it got to the point where, okay, you're not getting like 200,000 listens. You're getting like 1 million listens now.
Yeah.
You know, now you got all these major labels, and I'll never forget, like, we shot this video, Do It Myself, in front of what a record store was at the D Mall. And it's like, man, I need you to come to LA with me. We went to LA, and I'll never forget this. We went in this room, and when we went in the room, he was just like, yeah, this DJ Calvin, this the only DJ that ever really rocked with me, you know? And I'm like, well, who are these people? And he said, man, it's all the labels. He said, all these people want to sign me. And I was like, what? You know, and then we did the show and everything. He did like 2 shows back to back in LA, at the Novo, and it sold out like back to back. And of course I cried. Like I told you, I'd be crying.
Let the emotion out. Let the emotion out.
Yeah, I was crying. And then I don't smoke, but I smoked some weed with everybody that time, and Kylie Jenner was there.
Okay.
And I'm sitting next to Kylie Jenner, and I'm just like in the zone, I guess, you know, high or whatever. And she's talking to me. I don't know what she's talking about. I'm like, whatever.
You're just like, yeah, you're just like.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, we just sold out this thing, and like, Russ finna get signed. I'm just like, I'm in my own zone, and I don't know till like the next day. They were like, bro, you know that was like Kylie Jenner you was ghosting, right? I was like, dang. But we had another show like 2 days later, and I got to, you know, chop it up with her to look. I was just in a moment, and she's like super cool. She's a big supporter, so.
So do you prefer the old Russ or the new Russ?
Well, see, that's the thing. I gotta tell you, he's still the same to me. Like everything that you see Russ do and act, this is how he always been. The only difference is his hair. If you go back, he got like short hair, but now he got long hair. But I'm telling you, the attitude, the persona, everything is the same, and that's what I love about him. Like that was my only thing. Like with anybody is don't change who you are because of the success, because you were successful regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like you were king regardless, and that's what I like about Russ. Like we talk. Like, this man is worth millions now. It's no secret. They got it on the Forbes list. But if I hit him up and say, hey, man, big brother, little brother talk, like, he going to listen, you know? And it's the same thing. Like, his Mama June, talk to him. He going to listen. Like, any of us, you know what I'm saying? And we all the same. Like, we not going to listen to each other. We're going to always listen to each other and respect each other, because at the end of the day, we know the beginning. We know, like, people wasn't rocking with us. Like I've went all kind of places, like trying to get people to support Russ, and they wouldn't do it, you know. So I'm never gonna listen to one of those people over Russ.
Because they didn't support you.
Yeah, you know, and that's the whole key. Like, we gonna stay down for each other, like no matter what. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about the money. it's about the brotherhood and what we believe in, you know. So that's why, like,
What's your favorite Russ song?
dang, that's a good question.
You must get asked that a lot.
Well, it's just like now, like people know, like the fans be knowing, like to look at my reaction to see how I react to stuff. They know because I get all
Yeah.
happy. But I'm still gonna go with coming. Like my favorite Russ record is always probably gonna be Coming Through.
Okay.
Russ Coming Through because he made that record and he accomplished everything he said he was gonna do in that record.
Yeah.
Like, and he talks about, you know, buying his mom a house. He did that. Buying his sister a new car. He did that.
Mm.
He was talking about being at the top of iTunes. He did that. You know, talking about sold out shows. He did that. Like everything in there, he did it. And it just felt like when you listen to the record, it kind of sounds like, okay, like a boxer or a warrior about to go into a fight.
Yeah.
He's telling you what I'm about to do. And that's the energy from the record. And I love when he performs that record. And I just like the fact that there's so many people that love that record. Because it's not like, okay, one of the records like like Best on Earth or Losing Control, like the ones you hear on the radio all the time, things like that. It's just a true record. It's a true record of him, of who he is. And I think everybody should have that kind of belief in themselves. So that's why I love that record right there.
So the first time I heard Russ was when Pull the Trigger came out, and that tune for me has always been a tune. That's the first time it hit in the UK. I think that's one of the first tunes that hit the UK and that people kind of knew who he was, and he started to get there. So for me, Pull the Trigger is always going to be my song because that's when I first listened to Russ.
But that's a great record. That's kind of like Coming Through though. Like it's a great like motivational record. It's telling you like pull the trigger. Like what else you got to do, man? Like don't sit there and talk on it. Be about it.
Mm.
So that's a great record right there, man. That's a good pick too. And it's a dope visual.
Yeah, definitely. So with his new album, how was that? Like, was it quite stressful getting it out there? And also another question which I've been asking DJs as well: is this the right time to put the album out?
All right, let me answer the first part. Okay, so he dropped the deluxe edition of his album the other week, but we dropped it originally in January. And the best thing I like about Russ is, and it's like he does everything himself because, and by him doing everything himself, it's nothing you have to tell him. Like I don't have to worry about Russ music. I don't, believe it or not. Like I know a lot of people might think like I'm in the studio listening this and that. I don't listen to none of Russ music until it's done.
Mm.
I don't even care. I just feel like this my little bro. I call him Young Neo, like Neo from the Matrix. I'm like he the one, you know, the one like Neo. And I feel like whatever he gonna drop, it's gonna be fire because he gonna keep some truth in it, and he knows his lane. So it's like by him knowing all this, and he knows how to engineer and mix, bro. You just have to wait on it. So for me, it's easy. My job easy. You know, I just have to wait on the music and go work it. And now him is different because if you listen to his albums, they're kind of like timestamps of his life. If you listen to the second album, Zoo, you can see like he was getting adjusted to the fame and fortune. You know, because that's when you have to start kind of. Hey,
so you can see him kind of mature. You can see him kind of mature over the albums.
Yeah, and see like this one, Shake the Snow Globe. It's kind of like he's resetting and understanding his balance. He understands that to us he's Russ. To himself he's Russ, but to the world he's gonna be something different.
Yeah.
Like regardless, the world they're gonna look at you different from the Goodbye record to Best on Earth, and he just has to deal with that. And that's what you get from the album. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was a dope record, dope album. I still think it's top 3 albums out this year. If you ain't listened to it, you need to go listen to it because the
Bro, don't worry,
deluxe
I've been
edition.
listening. I've been listening. It's a sick album.
Yeah, the deluxe edition is awesome, man. And the first song on that 3 a.m.
Yeah,
with
3
him
a.m.
and Ty Dolla Sign is like insane. I love that record, man. And it's funny because I normally don't ask Rush for records early, but our manager had told me about the record, so I was just like, let me get that record, man. So I had just been riding around listening to that record for like weeks, just like, man, I can't wait till this come out. Everybody get to hear this record. And I've just been enjoying the reaction. And that's what makes it easy for me and I guess enjoyable about my job because I know, and I've worked with other artists where like you listen to the music and then you have to kind of like find a way
Yeah.
to to be creative and get people to listen to this music. But I just feel like Russ music is just genuinely good like that the world just needs to know. I always feel like I need everybody to know this is why this man is great. Like, so that's the cool part about that. And then what was the second
So,
part about
would you think
releasing
it's the right
music?
timing? Yeah, releasing music and everything during this period.
It's the perfect time to release music. And I think the thing is this. At times like this is where you find out who are real artists.
Yeah.
Because a real artist is going to paint, timestamps. Like I said, you're going to paint a picture and a timestamp of what's going on. And there's a lot going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
And by everybody being so tuned in to the internet and social media, it's a perfect way to connect to people. But if you're an artist that all you know how to do is make club music, then you kind of out of luck.
Yeah, that's
You
literally
know?
what I was gonna say because there's gonna be certain songs and certain artists as well where they cannot drop music during this time because once it's dropped, people are gonna forget about it by the time it gets to the club when the clubs reopen and everything like that.
Yeah, and that's why, like right now, I mean, it's a lot of artists that I haven't heard from in a long time that been hitting me up, and I'm like, oh, it's nothing I could do with you because you don't even have the music for one,
Yeah.
like to be out there. So it's just not your time, and that's why I'm so big on quality music and telling people it's about quality music. I don't care if you got 10,000 fans or 100,000 fans. The quality music is always going to be there. And if you stick with the quality music
Yeah,
over
quality
time,
shows.
then people going to catch on. Look how
Yeah.
many artists, I mean, come on, just us as DJs, how many artists that we didn't know about that we go back, listen, oh, this guy's dope. And I can go listen to this catalog, and it's just a catalog of good music.
Yeah.
So that's
There's
great.
so many artists out there, especially in America. Like, there's so many artists, so many
Yeah.
up and coming artists as well.
1 out of every 5 people in Atlanta is an artist.
Wow. Wow.
It's
So
6 million.
why have you
6 million
what?
people in Atlanta. 6 million people. 1 out of
So
5 is an
why have you
artist.
never wanted to be an artist,
I
or
think
if you wanted, or if
everybody.
you wanted to be?
I think everybody's wanted to be an artist, but the key thing is, shout out to my boy Demetrius. That's Sony Columbia right there.
Okay.
The thing is this, like everybody has that little dream. If you're in the music, but when you find out what it takes,
Yeah.
that's when you see, do you really want to be an artist? And I didn't want to be an artist. Like, yeah, I play around with, the songs and all that stuff, but the DJing is really what I like and I enjoy. Like, I like taking the finished product and then put my own spin on it, So that's why I do like a lot of remixes and things like that and helping artists find themselves.
I think at the moment I think he's done the right thing as well. Though there's a lot of artists dropping a lot of albums and songs at the moment, so it's hard to gauge in my opinion because I'm like when especially in the UK clubs won't be back till let's say September or October, so these songs are gonna be like what 5-6 months old or 4 months old. So it's like, do you know what to play? Do you play this or do you not play this? Stuff like that.
Well, I mean, just from a club standpoint, just being honest, at the end of the day, the older the record, the better, because people have time to get more familiar with the record.
Yeah.
Like I'm a DJ that in the club I break records, and that's gotten me fired a lot. But I accept it because it takes guts to be a record breaker.
Yeah.
You know, and if I go in this club and I play this record, and it's the first time that the club heard this record, the reaction is not gonna be great.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? But by that third or fourth week,
People are
and they
catching on
start
to
hearing,
it.
yep, and they start hearing it on the radio, or they start seeing people make TikToks to it. Now they like the record, and the perfect example to that record is K Camp Lottery.
Yeah.
It's a song that really good. But anytime I go on social media and we talk about Lottery, I have people say, "Man, Cap was playing that record 6 months ago. This and this," and I'm like, "Yeah, it was," because I'm like, "Okay, it's a good record." Like, if I like the record, I believe in the record, I could play the record.
That's the thing, you know. So have you heard of "Don't Rush"?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the exact same thing. So with the help of TikTok, that's become a worldwide song, and like what Young T and Bugsy have done is crazy. You know, coming from the UK, being in like the underground kind of hip commercial. Some like they've kind of gone into commercial now, but being in the underground kind of scene and gone to that is crazy.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that record is already good.
Yeah.
It was already a good record. The record had been out, but without that campaign, without seeing other people, those other influencers, it don't happen. And that's like the day and age we live in now. So I just feel like if you're a record breaker, you just have to trust your ear and drop what you believe in.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm always gonna do. Like, it's always gonna be clubs, and that's what I realized. Like, there's always gonna be clubs. You know, another club opens every other week. Like, hey, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna drop these records. I'm gonna drop records I believe in, rock the crowd.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, you know. But what surprises me is, okay, Don't Rush caught on over here, but I was expecting more like UK drill artists to catch on over here. Like with the expansion of like Pop Smoke and
Yeah. So
Form.
you see Pop Smoke, right? So what he dropped "Welcome to the Party" last year, March, I think. And in the UK, it only came here in July. But that's still quick, you know, for a up and coming artist to get big into the UK like that. Like, obviously, Drake that's different level. Like, that'll come here in like the first 5 seconds. But people like that and Fivio Flora and all of that, they you know, Big Drip came here within 2 months of it dropping. So it's massive.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out, how do we get the UK artists over here?
Yeah.
I
It's
gotta figure
hard
that
because
one
I
out.
don't know if the Americans like that sort of sound. It's this, I think it's more the sound than anything else.
But see, that's what I thought. Like, but when I saw Pop Smoke blow, I said, okay, this is the sound. This is a UK sound.
It's
Like,
because UK like that sound, but I don't know if the US like that sound. I think it took longer for the US to grab a hold onto Pop Smoke more.
yeah, I'm thinking of what we might have to end up doing is putting a collaboration together.
Yeah.
It's gonna take somebody collaborating, kind of like Skepta. Like you said, Skepta collabs with like ASAP Rocky, people like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So people rock with Skepta. You know, like Skepta's done a
Yeah,
party here in
most
Atlanta.
people know Skepta. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's done a big party here in Atlanta. You know, so I'm like, it could be more people like Skepta. It's like we just got to work on like the collaborations, maybe.
Definitely. What's your kind of thoughts on like the whole drill scene though in America?
I mean, I'm confused. Like, honestly, because
I'm confused.
I'm so confused because it's like, okay, you got, all right, the drill, I feel, come from Chicago.
Yeah.
It's a Chicago sound. So the UK drill is like different from the Chicago sound. And I'm like, okay, cool. But if y'all like this sound, why don't y'all like the UK artists, like the people who started this? So that's why I'd be confused. I'm like, how y'all jump on this song? But if I play another song and you don't like it. Like, so I'm like, okay, y'all. I think it's more of a following thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't bought into it honestly. I haven't bought in saying like, oh, this is finna really be like a big genre here in the States. I don't think it is, because I think that it's more of a popularity thing right now. So I don't know if it'll last over a year or two.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope it do, because like I said, if it does happen like that, then we can start getting the people who originated. Like I said, let's go get some UK artists over here and like really blow it up, you know. But
Is
I'm
Russ?
just, you
Do you
know,
think Russ is like one of the easiest artists to work with, or do you think he's hard to work with? Or
dang, that's a good question. Boy, that's a good question.
see,
I
I'm
was,
coming with the good questions, man.
yeah, because I'm like, that's because you know what? Okay, I was driving one day and I was really thinking about that. That's why I'm like, that's a good question. Cause I was like, how would I describe working with
Yeah.
Russ? Is it something easy or hard? But I would say that it's it tests you, because at the end of the day, Russ is going to be who he is,
Yeah.
and for the average person, they see it difficult, because Russ isn't going to like just do any interview, you know, do this, you know, he's not going to sell himself out. And that's what most people require artists to do. They require them to sell themselves out when you get to a certain level. You know, they want you to do, you know, like all these free events, promo events, this and this, exchange for this. And it's kind of like Jay-Z spoke on it a long time ago on 99 Problems.
Yeah.
When he was like, you know, the radio don't want to play my hits. I don't give a shit. Like, remember that?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
talking about that's because they were
And
just
then look
asking
where
him.
he is now, innit? It's it's
Yeah,
mad, you know?
yeah. They was asking him to do, but they were asking him to do so much stuff for the radio for free. And he just felt like, why y'all just don't rock with me? Like, why don't y'all just like my music? If y'all like the music, why y'all just don't play it?
In the next kind of 5 years, where do you kind of see yourself? What do you want to achieve?
Okay, so my next major goal is to make Russ an icon.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we're on. Like, we want to lock Russ' legacy down and just make him an icon. Like, I feel that the information that he gives out, the way that he helps people, like that's the status he's supposed to be on, and like that's why so many legends respect him. Like, remember that year when everybody was having like that little fuck Russ campaign or whatever they were trying to troll on the internet. But it was funny to me because while people were saying that, we were mean like the legends of the game, and all these people have so much respect for him, you know, and wanted to work with him. Like, I still remember, like, I was just telling him about a month ago, we were talking about like the last time we seen Nipsey Hussle, and it was like after doing a festival in New York. Like, Jay-Z invited him to come to the 4040 Club, even though Jay-Z wasn't there. And we got to go like in this little special room in the 4040 Club, like way like office. I guess it's like where Jay-Z hangs out, but it was like Nipsey Hussle there, James Harden, like some of the people from Power, like the real who's who of the city was there. And it was just so much respect for Russ in the building. And I was just like, yeah, man, people are lost. So that's one of my major goals within the next 5 years, to get people to really understand what this man is doing and the platform he's setting for other artists. Because after that, we want to make it to where it's a more even playing field for the independent artists. Because right now, as an artist, to get the true exposure you need, you know, they want you to sign to a major label. A lot of times the artists don't have a great deal, and they lose a lot of good time, you know, in their career to this label that don't even care about them.
Yeah.
You know, being from the UK, I tell you what, like, look up the artist George Michael. George
Yeah,
Michael,
I know George Michael. Yeah.
a legend. You know what I'm saying? A true legend. And this man was under a real messed up deal. It's like the label owned him. You feel me? Like they owned him. Like, and it was like it wasn't nothing he could do. It wasn't nothing he could do about it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was part of his tragedy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I just want to keep artists from going down that same route. We have so many
not going down that, being taken over by a record label.
Yeah, we have so many artists here in America that are just getting manipulated, and it's sad because you see them, flex their jewelry and their cars and stuff, and they don't know anything about generational wealth and things like that, and they learn the hard way. About their contracts. They're giving up part of their publishing. They're giving up their royalties. You know what I'm saying? And they're getting tied in, you know? And that's just the truth of it. They're not getting you $2 million. They're getting you a $2 million
loan. Sorry, bro,
just
losing you there. Just losing you.
Are you there? Good?
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but basically, they have to make this money back for the label. And if the label don't recoup it, then they owe the label. It's just like taking out a loan. So then guess what they do? They start taking their royalties and they publishing. And it goes back to like what we were talking about artists like making music now during this pandemic. A lot of labels were banking on artists making that club music, festival type music. And now you see them like sign different artists and get away from those artists because they got to recoup their money. A lot of people sign on 360 deals where they're taking like 30% of their touring and merchandise. But now they're not on a tour. They're not on a tour. There's no merchandise to sell. So now the label's like, oh, well, forget you. They're pushing them to the side and getting other artists, and that's the game. And they starting to see, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just messed up. So I just want to try to create new avenues. I'm working on some business ventures that are going to be able to make a more level playing field for independent artists.
So, in your opinion, do you think Russ is better with his record label and the deal at the moment, or as an independent artist?
What was the question again?
So, do you think Russ is better off being an independent artist or in a label?
Well, that's a question, boy. That's a question. All right, I'm glad Demetrius not in here no more. So he works with the label. Hey, so I would say that right now it's best like for Russ to be independent. I mean, he's already a worldwide artist. He has his own fan base.
Yeah.
He has his own publishing. You see what I'm saying? And what do we need a label for now?
You see what Tory Lanez did, right? Like he left his record label and he's now, But I think that's the best thing for him, I mean, I think it kind of depends on the person as well, but that's probably been the best move for him in his career, basically.
Yeah, see, the whole key is you just need someone to connect the dots for you. And that's what Tory Lanez did.
Yeah.
Tory looked at the situation. He fulfilled his contract. But all the way, he was making sure that everything that he was doing, he was in control of independently. Like he does all his own videos. He has his own publishing setup. So that now that he's on his own, it's okay. It's fine. Because he's still going to remain Tory Lanez. Like, all those industry connects, like if you like a connection to Viacom, so your stuff can play on BET and VH1 and MTV. Yeah, I'm sure somebody in Tory Lanez camp has that connection now. They have the connection to Spotify, to Tidal, to Apple Music. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's all you need. And that's why I was saying, like, right now, I remember it was maybe like, I don't know what year it was, but this was when 2 Chainz came out with his second album. He was in the studio with Manny Fresh, and me and Manny Fresh was talking, And we talked about record labels, and Manny Fresh was like, record labels are going to be extinct. Like, there's no need for a record label. And we're getting to that point now. Like, the only thing that the record labels have is legit promotion marketing teams. But if you can take your money, stop blowing your money on chains and all this other stuff,
Yeah.
and start to like putting your money away to build your own team. So once you hit and you get to that spotlight, now you have a team that can keep you going. That
Keep you
can
going
connect the dots and do it.
instead of
You
you
know, and that's,
spending your money on cars and all of that, because that can all come anyway. You know, if you got
yeah, that's what
if you
I'm
got the
saying.
right team behind you.
Right, you're gonna get all that regardless. It's like, bro, like how many cars you got to drive? You see what I'm saying?
Well, that will happen in America anyway. Like, if you blow up in America, it's big. Like, if you blow up in the UK, it's not as big as blowing up in America.
Right. But I don't understand that, because at the end of the day, America, I'll say this for hip hop,
Yeah.
for like rap music. It's so fickle. You can be hot one day, and the next day you're
And then
not.
next day you're
Take
not.
Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap dropped 3 number
He,
one hit records in 1 year. 3 number one hit records. And then the next year he didn't have anything, as far as like music. Like, and now he's still trying to get a hit record. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, like, what
that
happened
just
to
show
all of
you.
those lot? It's like, when Flow Rider, all of them lot were hitting the number ones and the top 5 in the billboards and
Right.
all of
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
And
Like
then now
Flow Rider.
now they're not even
I
there.
tell you what, I can tell you what happened with Flow Rider. I can tell you what's up, my boys Freezy and all them, Po Boy. That boy rich. That's why. Like, he still get it. He's still getting it. Like, he's still
Yeah.
getting it. He's just rich now. So it's like he is very selective on what he does. But even then,
Yeah,
let's
Rich
take
Homie Quan as well. Yeah, all of them lot.
like let's take let's go down the line, because that's a good one too. Because that's 2 different examples. Flow Rider. He crossed over, he had that hit record, and it worked internationally, and then he became like a pop sensation. And he can't go back to urban or nothing like that, so he has to stay pop. You know what I mean? And it's more, his music is more of like a global sound now, and that's what works for him.
Yeah.
Now you take Rich Homie Quan, and it's unfortunate, but I have to tell the truth and keep it real. You take somebody like Rich Homie Quan, who was in the South, a major artist, was doing a lot of things, messed around, and you get around too many yes men that have you believe in your own hype.
Yeah.
And see, that's what I was saying about like with our crew. Like, no matter what, we keep it real with each other. It don't matter who rich or who not rich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this who you came up with, we keep it real with each other. And Rich Homie started being in a situation where he thought he was better than certain people. And you got like Young Thug, who was coming up at the same time. And Young Thug was really the next one up. Like, you can go see shows where they were doing, where it started being issues because Rich Homie felt like he was the superstar and he was bringing along Young Thug. And that wasn't the case. And as you see, the longevity game, you see, like, Young Thug was the one who really...
He was the real one. He was
Yeah, he the
look what he
real
is
one.
now.
He the real slime. He the one that got the streets behind him. Like, and, he did what he did. And now you have a situation where Rich Homie is, like, humbling himself. He wants to reach out to Young Thug now, but Young Thug already said, I'm not working with you again.
Yeah.
I've seen this situation happen with Future and YC. That was the song Racks on Racks on Racks. That guy, YC, he was a street dude. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say what he did, but he was a street guy on the east side. And Future wrote that song for him. But once he blew up and got the money, like I said, you start thinking you better than people. And they fell out.
You always got to stay humble. You always got to stay humble in the game.
Future told him, man, I'll never write another song for you. And when he hasn't been nothing without Future. And Future is a genuine guy. Anybody in here that's from Atlanta, that's been around Future, you can vouch for Future. This dude has been from the bottom. Like, he been from the bottom. Like, working. You know, had to, like, same situation, had to change his name because his name was Meathead. He had to change his name, make a new identity. So he put all this work in, and he never forgets that. And he gonna look out. That's why I can go to the Future for drops. So if he in the club, I can go talk to him about stuff and work different things out, because at the end of the day, he understands it's not about the money. Yeah, I'm a superstar now and all this, but I'm still the same dude. And
Yeah, you
that's how
gotta
you
stay
got to be.
humble. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's how you got to be, man.
You
So
know what? It's crazy you talking about this, because I'm like, there's so many artists. They may have not dropped off in the sense that no one remembers them, but they've dropped off in the sense they're not making bangers in the top 10 anymore. In that sense.
yeah, and that's what happens. I mean, you'd be surprised, man, how many artists, like, they take their own selves out the game.
Yeah, it's the
You
money and
build these,
fame, innit?
yep, you build the relationships, and everything's going good. But then guess what? You forget that you got to go back to these people again
Yeah.
eventually. You know, everybody's not going to be rich. I mean, it's not designed that way for everybody to be rich, and you have to find a reason to do what you do. And those people are the most valuable people that you're gonna come around
Yeah.
in the music, like, especially DJs, because, bro, every DJ ain't gonna be rich. You see what I'm saying? Every DJ not gonna be rich. I mean, you know, like rich, like generational wealth. Like, you're not gonna be on the Forbes list, but you're gonna be able to take care of your family, live your dream, and you're happy with that. And that's a DJ that you don't want to piss off, because you're gonna need that DJ.
You're gonna need that. Yeah.
You know, you're going to need those DJs, because those DJs are going to stay around. That's a DJ like DJ Greg Street. Like, he's a legend here in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Greg Street going to always be around. You got DJ Envy in New York. He's a legend. He's always going to be around. You
Yeah.
see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Will DJ Envy make more money than TS, though, in a year? No, he won't. But guess what? It don't matter to him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's doing what he loves. He's taking care of his family. He's living his dream. And DJ Envy
And he's
is
being
going to always
being
be a
humble
superstar.
about it.
Yeah, you know, so that's the key, you know, and that's where a lot of artists mess up at.
So, because we're on this topic, what's your kind of take on 6ix9ine? Like him coming out, him.
I wish I could, man. If I could get in a room with 6ix9ine, I would whoop his ass, man. Take his money and give it to everybody. My thing is,
Did you hear what he was saying about Billboard as well?
well, he should do all that about Billboard, because that's how he got on anyway. You
Yeah.
got to think about it. All he used to talk about was Billboard hits, but the thing was, he was manufacturing those hits, and I always told people that Billboard can be manipulated. Now Billboard doesn't do payola, but it can be manipulated because of the streaming factor. When they added the streaming factor in, that's how it can be manipulated, because you can go to YouTube and just get a crazy amount of streams through YouTube, and next
Yeah.
thing you know, you're on Billboard. And you got people who really on the radio, really selling records, doing all this stuff, and they not even on top 10 on Billboard. But you make a song that, you know, does this many streams, and now you're on Billboard. So that was flawed anyway. But the thing with 6ix9ine, like I tell people, it's not the fact that 6ix9ine snitched on the 9 Trey. That's why people think that, oh, you know, he's a rat. He's a rat for this. He's a rat for exploiting hip hop culture. That's what he's a rat for. You got to remember, this guy was a regular kid that seen a way to get in and manipulate a system. And then once you got caught, you couldn't deal with the repercussions. You know, basically, you come in, you use these bloods. You know, you use their gang affiliation to make you be this person. But you get mad when they want more money.
Of course, they're gonna want more money, because like you use their brand.
I mean, you got to see. That's the thing. He you know, he's thinking that, oh, okay, now I'm done. You know, I'm on and now I'm done. Y'all, you know, you're not done with us. This is for life. You got to pay.
Well, yeah. Once you're in the gang, you can't get out.
So that's what happened. So when he says all this stuff about the dude sleeping with his girl and all these other things, they taking money from him. That was because he broke the code first. And see, that's what he never says. He never says like how he broke the code first. If he never broke the code, all them boys would still be making money together. But he
Yeah.
broke the code because he was trying to get away, and you can't do that, you know. And you got to think, we was all right. That night that I told you that I was out with at the 4040 Club in New
Yeah,
York,
yeah.
I was right there when this dude came around and started shooting up the hotel looking for Chief Keef. I was at the next hotel. I heard the gunshots. So I look at the fact that this man paid somebody $10,000, which is nothing. You know, that's
That's
no
nothing.
money.
That's nothing.
You pay somebody $10,000 to try to kill someone. You know what I'm saying? Like take
You
a
can't even
life
get.
away.
You can't even bail out of prison with that.
Yeah, you know. So you did. These are things that you did. Like you didn't
Yeah.
have to do that. Then you try to start a war with Chicago. You didn't have to do that to sell records. You wanted to do that because you want to be this big thing.
Mm.
So that's why I say
So
you
why
exploited
is it? Why is it that he's getting a lot of views and a lot of following them? Why is it that?
because we live in well, for one, a lot of it he paying for.
Mm.
Because that's why Billboard, he messed himself up. Billboard released all his information and showed his true streams and record sales. And they showed his radio audience was only like to 74,000 people. So that means you only got played on the radio maybe one time that week. So how do you get all these streams, but you only got played on the radio one time? Then it was only like 24,000 people bought the single. That's not a lot. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
you know that he manipulated the system, and then people wanted to see. People wanted to tune in and see. That's how you had 2 million. But you know, you can also buy live followers too now.
Yeah.
So the numbers, I don't even trust those numbers. But you know, people want to see, you know, and hear what he had to say. And of course, they're gonna watch the video. So you get that first week or whatever. But you got to realize he has a following like outside of America. Like he has South America, you know, the Latino community. That's them on it, you know. But I know people in the hood. Ain't nobody in the hood checking for no 6ix9ine. They're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
looking
yeah.
for 6ix9ine. They're not respecting 6ix9ine. We don't play 6ix9ine. He hurting now, and like you ratted on your people, and now you can't go nowhere.
Because that's something you don't do, especially if you're in the hood and got that following. You just don't do that. So, I mean, South America, yeah, as you're saying, he's obviously got his South American followers because I think his contract was saying that he has to do a Spanish album as well.
Yeah, because see, those are people bought. They were banking on all this, and see, that's what I told one of my homies. I said the people that are investing in 6ix9ine,
Yeah.
they're playing a very dangerous game. I said because they're going to take so much money to manipulate people into thinking that he's doing something he's not. And see, that's what happened after that first week. When I saw that he only sold 24,000, I was like, oh yeah, this it right here. I saw they hot. They know they got to spend more money. Like now they got to decide.
But where's this guy getting his money from, man? Like, you know,
They
if
gave it to him. He took the deal. Like they gave him.
Oh, his deal was like some madness, isn't it?
Yeah, they gave him a few million up front. They like here, you know, because they just knew that we could just sell to the Latino community. But even then, some people just not gonna be with it, man.
But even then, he's not even seen as a big Latino artist anyway. You get me?
Right.
Like,
That's
if
what
you
I'm
look at
saying.
like the Latino artists, they're like J Balvin, Ozuna, Anuel, you know, like all of them lot.
Yep. And at the end of the day, it might be me being biased or whatever, but man, I'm a child of hip hop, and the one thing I know is this: if the hood ain't rocking with you, ain't no, and you came up from the hood, it's over
Yeah.
with. And I just don't see it. And I think like any dope artist, somebody in the hood like him, like Adele, for instance. I know real gangsters who like Adele music. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the hood is something in the hood, man. Like they know talent, bro. Like so, it's like if you ain't rocking in the hood, man, I just don't see it.
So
And
I don't understand why he tries to claim he's like the head of Drew in New York. Like I don't understand why he tries to claim that because there's so many people like Lil Durk, Fivio Foreign, obviously like Pop Smoke when he was around.
yeah, he can do
Like
that because it's a marketing strategy. He has to try to cause a beef. So now
Yeah, but
that's what he trying,
what's the point in causing beef when you just come out?
because think about it. That's how he got on. That's how he got popular.
True.
You caused beef with Chief Keef. You know, you had problems with Casanova. You know, every you got on all these blog sites because of you acting crazy. You know, and doing this and unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to have to happen. But that goes against the rules in his probation. You know, the
Yeah.
reason why he's out. Like if he starts trolling and going back to doing what he was doing, they can lock him back up. So he playing a dangerous game right now. And I don't
Yeah,
play him.
50
I don't
Cent
like him.
started 50 Cent started like
I
that.
don't. Yeah, like I don't like him. I don't respect him. I never
So
play a six.
if you were DJing and someone asked for a 6ix9ine track, would you play it?
No, that was I never play a 6ix9ine record. I done made a post on my page, like explaining to people, you know, and I went live and had a discussion about it. Like I never play none of his music. I don't respect him. Like, I gotta respect you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, it's too many artists out here that I respect that go hard and for the culture and do things the right way for the culture that are fighting for a chance like that. They literally fighting. Like I said, like Russ, I know this man literally slept on the floor. I know this for a fact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This man was budgeting like $6-7 for a week. You see what I'm saying? Like these are true artists. Like these people need the support like that. Like not somebody that's just gonna come up with a little get rich quick scheme and do all this and sell you out. Like you can help them, they just gonna sell you out. Like nah,
Yeah.
bro. You're dead to the culture to me. Like it ain't no 6ix9ine no more. I don't follow him. I didn't watch the video. I didn't listen to the song. I'm not gonna listen to the song. I'm not gonna download it. Nothing. And I only talk about him when people ask me about him. Because
I think you know what, it's been weird because during this period before he came out, I never kind of talked about him again. It was like that was it. Once he was gone out of the scene, he was gone. It wasn't like everyone was like, "Oh my god, we need him back." Like obviously, true fans were like that, but I'm pretty sure 90% of the people did not want to see him back.
That's why I tell him, man. You know, at the end of the day, bro, it's like end of the day, you gotta understand, like the masses are followers.
Yeah.
You got people who truly appreciate music, and that's why I just want to make sure that I connect the real artists to the real fans because that's how they're gonna be taken care of. So I don't care if an artist only gets 10,000 fans. If that one artist can get 10,000 real fans to support their music, that can take care of them.
That can easily build up to 20,000 for easy.
Yeah, and you can drop 2 projects a year, go tour, sell merch, and you can live a decent life off of your music. And that's the goal.
For you, what death hit hard, like the hardest for you? Was it Pop Smoke or was it Nipsey?
It definitely was Nipsey, man, because I had a connection to Nipsey. Like Nipsey Hussle was like what I do now for artists, like working records and like with marketing and promotion. Nipsey Hussle was one of the first artists that I did that for, and it was when he was signed with E1 Koch Records.
Yeah,
and I told her, like we had just seen Nipsey, and I just had thanked him for the victory lap. You know, just talking about, bro, it's been a long time. Like look at the work you put in to get to this. Like he was just like, yeah, man. You know, we had a good conversation and everything, and then he died like my birthday weekend.
Wow.
Like so, I was down in Florida. I was actually down in Florida getting ready to do some promotions for Russ, and we were supposed to go out and do all these things, and when I seen that, I went right that whole day. I was just like, man, see, man, I ain't Pop Smoke. I didn't have the connection to him. I just knew of him. Like I was just trying to really learn about him, so it's kind of different. But I just, it's still too devastating loss. Even though, Pop Smoke was new, he was like helping bring in a culture. So that UK drill, he was finna. I think that
And
if
he
he
was
could,
young, you know. He was young.
yeah, if
That's
he
the
was the
thing.
one that could, he might have been the one that could have brought that, stamped that here in the States, you know.
Bridge the gap.
And then look at the like how he got the love from 50 Cent and so many people that was
Mm.
buying into him, and you're not gonna get to see what his career was gonna be, and that hurts, you know. If you're a true fan of music, because I tell people first, yeah, this my job and my career and everything, but I'm a fan first, and you know we're not supposed to lose none of these people
Yeah.
this way.
So I was hearing from other DJs that the West Coast of music isn't always the best in the East Coast, and like vice versa. So like, not many, you know, the culture is totally different in different states. So why is that?
Well, I mean, you got different regions, so people live different ways, you know. Like you got to think, like okay, in New York, for instance, they got the big high rise. Like I know y'all got them in London too, like those projects that go all the way up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like so, they got those in New York. They don't have those in LA. In the hood, it's houses. You know what I'm saying? Like so, you might think it's a nice little neighborhood, but this the hood. Like you in Compton. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah.
it ain't sweet. So it's a different type of way of living. It's a different type of lifestyle, and that's why the sounds are different. Same thing with the South. You know, like in New York, and not just saying New York, but just like you know big cities like that. In the Northeast, like they have great rail systems, like good train systems. You know, you can get around on a train. You never have to buy a car.
Yeah.
If you down in Houston, Texas somewhere, you're not riding on no train.
There's no train.
You
It's
trying to
like,
get you riding a slab, you know what I'm saying? You trying to get a car, you trying to ride, you know what I'm saying? Do things like that. So that's the difference. And then all right, and a lot of people think that okay, the South, like everybody saying, okay, it's the South turn. Like you know how you say, okay, the East Coast had it first, then they go to the West Coast, then they went to the South. But what they don't think is it's just regional. New
yeah.
York had it first because they created it, but it's a small area. It's a lot of people in a small area,
Mm.
you know. But when you go to the West Coast, that's a larger area. You know, it's a larger area, so it's you know it get more play. But the
Yeah.
South is the biggest region. You got Texas, you got Florida, very big states. So the music is going to reside in the South because it's just more people in the South. You got a bigger area. You see what I'm saying? And you got more radio stations, things like that. It's all in the South. So that's what influences and changes it. And now that's the sound now. And Atlanta is like the capital. Like we're like kind of like the capital of the South. Like if you get a hot record going or anything like that, you come to Atlanta. You get anything going, you come to Atlanta. You get the stamp from Atlanta, and you get stamped in Atlanta. You good to start your campaign, and that's how we rule the sound, you know. And I salute a lot of the pioneers. You know, you got like Jermaine Dupri, Big On, Raheem the Dream, DJ Taz, DJ Jelly, DJ Monte. It's just so many people, man. It's so many people. You got LA Reid, Babyface. You know what I'm saying? Organized Noise, Outkast. You know them Dungeon Family. All that right there. Like those are the ones who drove this sound that we're in now. This whole what we're in now.
Pioneers of it.
Yeah, they really the pioneers of this. Like this don't happen if we didn't go through what we went through to get on. You know, and it's crazy now to see the development, and I get to see like okay, you will see New York artists work with Atlanta artists, and they sound the same. You hear a Chicago artist, you know what I'm saying, work with a Texas artist, and it sound the same. They on the same vibes. It's good. It's just a great thing, you know, because we were at one point in the 90s where it was territorial. You know, that's where the East Coast, West Coast with Biggie and Tupac, it became, we the East Coast.
Okay, which side, Biggie or Tupac for you? Which one?
Oh, man, it's not even a comparison. It's Tupac. But I would say this. I would say this. I would tell people this. Tupac was a true artist, and Biggie was a rapper. You know,
Yeah.
Biggie had the records. Like Biggie was gonna make the records with
But
Puff.
I think for the culture, Tupac, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Tupac was really on trying to be like a revolutionary leader, and he was using his music as a way to get to people.
Mm.
And that's why if you listen to his music, especially the project Me Against the World, is so diverse. It's got so
Yeah.
many different topics and things like that, you know, because he wanted to reach everybody, you know, and that's something that Biggie wasn't on, and that's not a knock to Biggie for that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to choose to want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why
Mm.
I feel that when people rank rappers, I just feel that Tupac shouldn't even be in it because he is like the god of it. He is like at the top. It'll never be another person come out like Tupac that was willing to die for this, and that's the
Yeah.
key. Willing to die, like he a person that don't know you but willing to die for you. I don't think people cut like that right now. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And that's what he did with the music. Like it's a spot that I got a barbershop. If you go back and watch the My Hitter video
Yeah.
with YG, Rich
Yeah.
Homie, Quantum, that club there in front of, that's like what my barbershop is. That club used to be
Okay.
called it used to be called Illusions way back. That's why I seen Tupac as a teenager. As a sneaking Tupac was on the dance floor dancing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, wasn't no VIP security, no none of this. I'm Tupac. I go where I want to go. I'm with my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna happen. We don't have nobody like that. It's not built like that. You know what I'm saying? That's Tupac. Everybody is homie. Everybody his friend. Every city, and you got to think this. A lot of people don't know this, but this is where Tupac lived here in Atlanta. He was living in Decatur. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know this. So that's like I said, man. That's the rap guy, man. I love Biggie. Um, his second album to me is like one of the greatest albums ever made.
Yeah.
Like I love that album, man. And it's just that he never got to mature that way. He never got to experience that. You know, he might have, you know what I'm saying, later on in his career, made a thought about some like, okay, Puff, I know I make this kind of songs, but I can do more. He never got the opportunity because life was taken. So we'll never know.
Yeah. No one will know what would happen.
Yeah.
What year of music do you think was the best for American hip hop?
What year?
Yeah.
I want to say, I think that was it 96? All right, it was a year where Nas dropped, Outkast dropped, Tupac dropped, Jay-Z dropped. Like that's
So
the year.
mid nineties.
Yeah, it was like it was somewhere like around 96. That was like one of the greatest years. Tribe Called
Mm.
Quest dropped the album. Like it was so many people drop.
Yeah.
That I don't know if we'll ever get another year like
So I'm
that.
gonna ask you this as well.
2020, you know,
Yeah. Carry on,
2020
sir.
was supposed to be a year like that though.
Yeah.
2020 was supposed to get Rush, J. Cole. I thought Kendrick was supposed to drop something.
Yeah.
Drake, you know, Future. Like it's and it's you know, with this pandemic, it's still a chance. Like these people drop these records. I mean, I'm not a person that believes that you can sit there and say, "Oh, back in the day was the best music." You know how people, "Oh, back in my day," but I'm not that.
Yeah.
I just don't agree with that. I
So
feel that
in
the
your
music changes
opinion,
with the times.
mm, in your opinion, do you think that these new artists and these new artists dropping these new songs, they have a shelf life compared to the old school artists?
Not because of social media. The world is so instant right now, and then it's like, okay, think about it. I could drop an album tomorrow. You don't have to buy it to listen to it.
Mm.
You can listen to it. You can just listen to Okay, you listen to 45. I don't like that song. 45 seconds in, you skipped it.
Yeah.
Another minute, you skipped it. You find a song you like. Another song, you skip it. Before you know, you're done with the project, right? You know, that's the day we live in now. So music doesn't have the same shelf life because of that. Back in the day, you had to buy an album. Like,
yeah,
I'm talking about a Tupac CD. I had to save money up to go buy that CD. Now, whether this CD was whack or not, guess what? I'm finna listen to it and figure it out because
you spent the money.
Yeah, I spent $15 for it.
Yeah.
And that's the difference now. You don't have to buy music. Like, you can just listen to it. And it's like, okay, it might be some great projects that people don't even go back and listen to. Like I said, you were so busy skipping, trying to see this next person. Now you let this get by you. I listen to a lot of J. Cole. J. Cole makes phenomenal music. And I go listen to his old, like the Forest Hills Drive album. I love that album.
The album's one of the best albums.
Yeah, I'm gonna always play that album. Jay-Z, American Gangster.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play that album. Rush, There's Really a Wolf. I'm gonna always play that album. Like, regardless. Like, I'm gonna listen to these no matter what. But people now are not conditioned that way. They're not, you just locked into, okay, I do this is cool. Do I got something I can do a TikTok too? All right, I'm gonna do a TikTok. Yeah. And I'm done with it. I'm on to the next project. What's her name? The female rapper out of Houston right now. Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She dropped a project.
She's killing it. She's killing it.
Yeah, she make good music. But then I found out, with her going through her labor problems, that they haven't recouped the money. And I'm like, whoa, they recouped the money. Then I looked, and I'm like, oh, her project ain't even went platinum. Everybody love her music though, but they listen to it for free.
No one's buying it. That's why. No one's buying it.
Like, just imagine if they had to buy that Megan Thee Stallion to do all this other stuff.
She'd probably
been platinum.
But like, when you got TikTok and stuff like that, you don't need to buy it because you're listening. You're listening to the song on TikTok. Spotify, you're listening to the song. YouTube, you're listening to the song. You don't need to buy it. Only time you have to buy it is for Apple, if you're buying on iTunes. But Apple Music, don't need to buy it. So.
And once I bought Apple Music, and that just changed my life. I was like, I remember literally working a job and having to take my whole paycheck to buy albums.
To Apple,
the DJ,
Literally.
I see my friends.
You know what? It's crazy because literally what you're saying there, like, before all of this happened, I was spending all my money on just getting songs on iTunes or doing the YouTube to MP3 player thing,
Yeah.
But yeah, technology is advancing. It's crazy.
Yeah. So like, as the technology changes, the attention span changes, and so will be the shelf life. And it will always be those anomalies that are going to come and make something. You know what I'm saying? They can make something that sticks, but on the average, nah, it's going to be what it is. And that's the same way with the length of a record. I find myself saying that, oh, you make your song too long. And they say, why the song too long? I say, because people are not going to listen that long.
Yeah.
If your song is over 3 minutes, they don't care anymore.
It's hard. It's hard now.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard for artists to get the like, most of the artists' revenue now is more from their tours and doing their bookings.
Right. But see, that's, like I said, that's because they're signing. That's because they're signing to these labels, and they're doing these wrong deals. The main thing the artist needs to understand is they're the brand. Understand you're the brand. Understand that you have to go in and understand that you got to get your own publishing company. You get all your stuff started. You do all your stuff your way, and you do everything your way, and ride it out. For the long haul, you'll win. And That's all I'm trying to get artists to see now. This is how you win now in 2020.
Yeah,
You got to
definitely.
bank on your catalog. You got to sit there and make the right music. You can't get mad. You can't say, "Oh, this ain't." No, make the quality music. Stand on it and find your fan base, your true following, and you can make the money. Because
Yeah.
as we see, music still sells. Fans still buy music. You know, iTunes still sells. It's an iTunes store. You still buy music. You know. Shout out DJ
Yeah.
Funky in here.
But yeah, man, like it's been a good conversation. It's been a very good conversation. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, man, it's been nice, man. Look, I will be soon as this is over. Like, we probably will be over there towards the end of next year because they postponed
Yeah,
our
yeah, yeah.
tour. Yeah, they postponed our tour, and we won't tour until April of next year.
I
And
want 2 tickets, please.
and
I'll
then
get
that
backstage, yeah.
yeah, we have to do the American leg first,
Yeah.
and then after that, you know, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be South America and Europe. So whichever one it's gonna go,
But yeah, bro,
definitely.
thank like I
And shout
appreciate
out
this.
Mr. Play.
Yeah,
Look, shout out
shout out
my
Mr.
brother
Play.
Mr.
Like
Play.
I need to shout out Play a lot, man. He's helped me a lot with this, so it's been good. And like for anyone who doesn't know who I am, I'm Chris from the UK, DJ in the UK as well. So give me a follow. I'm doing these interviews regularly every day, so it's good, man. But yeah, definitely. Like we need to. We'll all link up after this, definitely.
Look, trust me, that's like I said, Mr. Play, that's my brother. He's helped me out a lot. You know, I always got him no matter what, man. He's part of my crew. That was at the
Yeah,
network.
yeah, yeah.
Like in he believes in the same philosophy, you know, the same vision of helping each other. See that's how it works, you know. Like, and I think that we're working on something special. I can't wait to do it. Look, DJ Funky said lock him in.
Okay.
You
Okay.
want to talk to my look, that's one of my big brothers in the game, DJ Funky. Like
Yeah.
I let him know. I always tell people DJ Funky is a person that when I was going out here and I'm doing things on my own, like trying to get in certain spots, I didn't have the name yet to get in. DJ Funky was a person helping me get through the door and behind the scenes and things like that. He's always been a good person. And it's funky time right now. You know, his birthday coming up this month.
Okay.
We're working on something for my dog DJ Funky. Y'all stay tuned. I don't know, Chris, you might have to try to find a way to wiggle it to Atlanta. Mr. Play, you might have come to Atlanta.
Yeah, Mr. Play, Mr. Play, me and you need to get on a flight now, you know, in the next year. We definitely got to come back. Well, he's got to come back. I've got to go there.
Yeah, shout out my engineer here, Malcolm X, man. It's crazy, man. It's smart,
Yeah,
crazy,
man. But
smart man.
Was good, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, take care, yeah, and we'll definitely link up.
All right, peace, brother.
Peace, bro. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you.